What's going on, guys? It's your boy with my fade. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. As you guys can see, the Izzy operator bundle is out, so I'll probably be showcasing this pretty soon. It's coming with that ISO Hemi, the Hemlock himself, with the rocket launcher or grenade launcher, and then the MCPR3 Hyundai tracer. It's a pretty nice weapon. And if you wanted to test out, you can also just go into here, hold triangle, and you'll be able to test out the tracers and stuff. Pretty nice. But today we're going to be showcasing the Chimera. I had a special request on the Chimera, so let's get into some build setups for some no recoil Chimera. All right, so as far as Chimeras, I have a lot. The Quiet Rage is going to be your Black Noir, and I'm going to show you a couple different setups. So going over, as you can see, the boy's diabolical camo is absolutely beautiful with the Chimera. So let's go over this. Now, I have two different setups that I use primarily most of the time, and it's the only thing different is going to change is the underbarrel. For this setup is the fastest TTK setup for the Chimera, and by using the Edge 47 grip as the underbarrel. So we'll start there. We're not going to use no muzzle and no barrel because the sound suppression is perfectly fine. So going over the underbarrel, the tuning, we're going to be aiming for our recoil stabilization at 46 ounces of weight and our aiming out stability at 17 inches of length. Pause if you need to. I'm gonna try to go over this super quick because I got a couple of different weapons to show you guys. As far as the laser goes, we're gonna be going over the VLK laser, and I do have the skin for the Quiet Rage, so it's gonna be that white setup, which is pretty nice. It just looks like a beam of light. And we're going to be tuning for sprint to fire speed at negative 27 ounces of weight and our aim down sight speed at negative 42.77 feet zeroing distance. Now, if you can't get to the zeroing distance to the exact number, just try to get somewhere in this range so that you can get the best optimal tuning without using or losing any other things, because this is going to be the best tuning that you're going to be able to get for the Chimera. As far as the optic goes, we're going to be using the Slimline Pro, and we're just going to be tuning the aim down sight speed at negative 174 ounces of weight, and we're not going to be touching the eye position. Any other, I would recommend using the Cronin Mini Dot or the Cronin Mini Pro, but on the new blueprint, I think they are using, I have to go back and check, but that new blueprint, it looks pretty nice. Oh yeah, they're going to be using this, either the Enforcer or something similar. Yeah, they're using the Battle Optic, so you can use the Battle Optic if you want, because that's what the new blueprint is going to be holding for Izzy's blueprint. But as far as the stock goes, we're going to be using the TRX 56 stock. They are another stock, the Ravage 10. This is programmed for sprint to fire speed, aim down sight speed, and crouch movement speed. But we want to be really focusing on that aiming stability and recoil control, because we are not using a barrel or a muzzle. And sometimes the Chimera will have some vertical recoil. So we want to be able to have as much recoil as possible, less recoil as possible by using these setups. Now, as far as the tuning for the stock goes, we're going to be focusing on aim down sight speed at negative 3.23 ounces of weight and our aim walking speed at negative 85 inches of length. And for our last and final attachment, we're going to be using the D37 grip. This grip is going to be, again, focused on recoil control. The actual Chimera setup was the Bruin Flash grip. As you can see, the Quiet Rage Bruin Flash grip. But with this Flash grip, it's focused on sprint to fire speed and aim down sight speed. We are really going to be super fast, and we want as much recoil stabilization as possible. So that's why we're using the D37 grip over the other grip. And as far as the tuning goes, recoil steadiness, 81 ounces of weight, and sprint to fire speed at negative 42 inches in length. Now, you can go right into here. As you can see, quick ADS, super quick ADS. And then it is a absolute melt machine. As you can see, that vertical recoil, but it's an absolute melt machine, and you'll be able to knock it out. Now, let's go into the, so this is gonna be basically like my honey badger setup. It's pretty similar to the other thing. The only thing different I use is I made the weapon a little bit more stronger by giving it the .300 blackout rounds, which is going to give you target flinch. So if anybody's trying to shoot at you, it's going to be harder for them to pretty much shoot if you're shooting at them, and it's going to give you more damage range. So I'm using the blackout target, and you can tune this actually if you wanted to. And then the other thing, I'm using the Hex 40 grip. This underbarrel grip is very precise. It is very good. I kind of swap in between the other ones because it is still pretty quick compared to the Edge 47 grip, but this to me gives you a lot more stabilization. So sometimes I use this instead, giving that hip fire accuracy, recoil steadiness, aim walking speed, and hip recoil control. There are other underbarrels that statistically look like it would be a lot better, like the F-Tag Ripper 56. Look at that accuracy, it goes through the roof. But the reason I use the Edge 47 grip is because it gives you statistically a faster TTK to kill with like the seconds. Like the milliseconds is like 5.5 or 4.5 milliseconds versus the F-Tag Ripper or another grip like the X10 Nexus grip, which is also a really popular choice. So this is why I use this. But again, pretty quick. And I use the Cronin Mini Dot, still pretty quick ADS. And then it's an absolute melt machine, but I do love using that laser. Now, for our final setup, if you did want to go big baller and you are a fan of using the iron sights, me personally, I can't really use the iron sights, but if you did want to go full on attachments and not use the iron sights, you can squeeze it, get a little bit of more bang for your buck. So you can go with no laser, or you can swap out the laser for your 45 round mag, and you can go VLK laser if you wanted to, but we're going to be using the 10-inch SA Phoenix barrel. This is going to give you that damage range, bullet velocity, recoil control, and hip fire accuracy. So this is going to help us shoot at a more longer range, and we're going to be tuning this barrel at only -16 pounds of weight, more closely to aim walking speed, and then our aim down sight speed at -13 inches in length. And then as far as the muzzle goes, we're going to be using the Polar Fire S. And our tuning, again, this is going to give us that sound suppression, which is really smooth. But as far as our tuning goes, -99 ounces of weight, focusing on that aim down sight speed. And then we're going to be using that bullet velocity, targeting for 0.77 inches of length. This is going to give you that damage range, that sound suppression, and all the things that you need to be able to smooth out that recoil stabilization. And for our final attachment, besides the 45 round mag, we're going to be using the Bruin flash grip this time over the D37. Again, with this setup, we already have the recoil stabilization. So this time we're swapping and using the Bruin flash grip because we are a little bit slower. So we're going to need as much speed as possible. So we're going to be using the Bruin flash grip because it's going to give us that sprint to fire speed, that aim down sight speed. We will be losing a little bit of recoil stabilization, but it's irrelevant. And as far as the tuning goes, we're going to be focused on that aim down sight speed again because we are a lot slower with these attachments at -71 ounces of weight, and our sprint to fire speed at -19 inches in width. This is another great and tune combo if you wanted to go this route, but the ADS is, you see, the ADS is not as fast, but you can still get the job done. But it is a powerful melt machine, and you can still get the job done. I'm not a fan of the iron sights, but if you can see with the iron sights, maybe change the weapon a different color, it might do you a better justice. So yeah, changing it gold or something, or white, that'd probably be a little bit better. But get your hands on that diabolical camo. It is absolute pristine. But that wraps it up for the Chimera setups. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you guys are new. More tips and tricks, throw some comments in the comment section, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.